All right, welcome back to Gold Squadron podcast coverage of the 2019 X-Wing World Championship. We are in round 6, and we're going to get that cleared up right away. But I'm joined tonight by my co-host, Joel Killingsworth. Joel, how's your day been going?
My day's been going great. I've been seeing a lot of fantastic X-Wing play. It's been really exciting to be here at Worlds.
Yeah. No place I'd rather be as an X-Wing player, as an X-Wing fan, right? And we've got 2 3-2 matches, right? And why that's important is the magic number here, 5. 7 rounds, 5-2 makes. Anything less than that doesn't. And both of these players on the brink of elimination here. Chris and Alessandro, 3-2. Loser goes home. Winner has to win another one to get in. And with 2 rounds left, this is a do-or-die situation for both players. So I expect a lot of some high-level play, a little bit more thinking, and maybe some more risk-taking if you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the left here, Chris, taking a little non-traditional SF swarm. So first glance, 4 SF and Kylo looks like a hyper swarm, but you've got long shot in there, you've got Scorch in there. They've got crack shots on 3 of them. So a little bit different, right? Long shot, extra die, range 3, Scorch, extra die for stress.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking to just pump out more damage, right? Finding all these different passive ways to do it instead of just taking, blanks and crack shots and things like that. And what do you see on Alessandro's list?
Well, Alessandro is running a variation of the 4-ship Rebel Beef list that was really, really popular before the last points update.
Right.
And what he's done to make room in this list, as several of the pieces went up in price, is he's running the 2 B-Wings as generics.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gives him points to keep Leia in the list. He's running a generic U-Wing to carry her. And Wedge gets toys, in this case Afterburners and Predator. So he's running a lot of health. He's got hull upgrade on both B-Wings, so they're very difficult to take down quickly. And so he's just going to keep time on target consistently and pump those 3-die shots in.
Right, and just looking at the opening gauge here, Chris very aggressive out of the gate. He's kind of got a block swarm on the bottom left here. Alessandro, kind of a skirmish line, not something we've seen today personally, right? We usually see block on the on bottom right, block on bottom left, and then you can take a few turns and then you engage. Alessandro's got, and he's coming in here with the B-Wing, right? Maybe just throwing that B-Wing out there just to see if Chris would bite. Chris shows the aggressive start from the Epsilon Cadet, and let's see if Alessandro wants to reposition here, but, I think it's a little interesting from Alessandro. What do you see are the kind of advantages, pros and cons there from that setup?
It looks to me like he wants to cast a wide net, right? Like he wants to be sure that he doesn't let Kylo just get around his flank, right? And so he kind of sets up to make sure that he can collapse in any direction.
Right.
The danger with doing something like that, of course, is if you don't collapse quickly enough,
mm-hmm.
right? You can get caught out with only 1 or 2 of your ships as opposed to all of them engaging.
And here we go, Chris coming out hot, 5 straights. After barrel rolling, Pink probably blocking on purpose there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if Green gets all the way there, holds it. And not flush, might get the bump there. Okay. Now, to your point, Joel, I think it's the same thing. Wedge is the heavy hitter for Alessandro's list.
Mm-hmm.
Wedge is the closer. Wedge is the damage, brings the pain. Wedge is out there in the side, and you got a B-Wing right here, right? And these are not slow ships from the SFs. They can
mm-hmm.
really close here. So he might get caught out here. We'll see, though. Isn't stressed, right? Just took the barrel roll to avoid the gas cloud on the next turn. And Kylo going 5 straight. Again, coming here, maybe to pick apart, right? All sorts of options for Kylo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Game after game, we say the same thing. It's all about the number of options, right?
Right.
It's all about waiting to see what your opponent does, getting more information, and making decisions based off that, giving yourself the opportunity to make those decisions. So Ewing stop here. Now we're off to Wedge. Yeah, so we have no overlap here in initiative. Wedge will be moving last. That's what's close. Let's see if he tries to boost around a little bit aggressively. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. Doesn't want to get caught, just like you said, with some of his ships and not have the rest of his ships to collapse.
Yeah. One thing that Chris is doing well here is seeing the the spread out line, right? He's coming in extremely aggressively with his block of
Right,
ties,
yeah.
to try to force the engagement before Alessandro has a chance to collapse.
Yeah. And again, good IDing here, because if Chris pushes the issue here, Alessandro has to respond now, right?
Mm.
Alessandro has to say, okay, now I have to do a little different, right? If Alessandro puts that skirmish line out there and Chris goes too straight, Alessandro says, okay, I've got another turn or two. I don't really need to do very much. I can just keep setting up the type of engage I want, right?
Another thing, though, is like with this block of ties coming in, and going to be in here next turn-ish, you could end up coming in with Wedge in order to support, right? You could come in here, come up, and you actually have a decent engagement in this zone, right? But if you do that, what you do with Wedge is you're opening up to flank fire from Kylo. So that's good positioning on Chris's part as well, so that if Alessandro fully commits to the collapse, then he's opening up his flank for Kylo to do whatever he wants.
Right, and that's a good point here. So much rides on this Kylo versus Wedge kind of showdown here. Looks like dials are set, so we're going to see. Starting with the cadet.
And then if you still don't have a winner, you must go to tiebreakers.
Is that a 5?
Also, if
4 straight.
Looks like a 4 straight here.
6 and 2,
Again, very aggressive.
please hang out.
Not sure if the B-Wing's still going to be in that arc, or it's just going to take the focus.
Tickets for you.
And here come Alessandro's 2s.
Yeah,
Just like you said,
coming
right?
in very fast.
Yeah. Looks like we're not going to, in the last couple games we've had slower engage. I think we're going to get fireworks right off the bat.
One thing to notice here is it looks like Alessandro has used Leia this turn, so we might see a red maneuver or 2 coming out.
Oh, and that's a good call, Joel. Didn't catch that originally, but 3 Leia charges proc there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Alessandro takes the focus there, pondering if he wants to link at all. Again, we love when those fists are on the table. Big decisions being made here. And then I think there's the 3 bank there. And again, Leia was popped. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any stress here. Yep, 3 bank focus here. Using that Leia to make the 3 bank white. 2 straight here for the U-wing, clearing the stress attained from the last round.
And I really like this 3 bank out of the blue here.
It clears that pink perfectly, right?
Right. So if these other guys come up equally aggressively, you could see maybe Scorch missing arc as well.
Yeah. And based on the first 2 turns, Chris did go really hard in on the pink. Again, Alessandro has this information. And he's clearing the stress. He's thinking about the action. Maybe a coordinator here. He's holding that stress token like he wants to keep it.
Because he could potentially coordinate the blue to barrel roll up here for extra protection.
Right.
If he's not ready for that full engage yet.
Coordinating the target lock onto long shot. Okay.
That B-Wing did not come here to live. It came to kill.
These guys did not come here to dance around. We're going to fight here. Maybe slips the arc here. Again, we are at an angle, so it's not perfect, but it looks like it's going to be close. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to bump again with long shot. Probably not going to get his range 3 bonus here, right?
He could potentially
Maybe
reach
the U-wing,
the Pathfinder down there, but
Right.
Or Blue Squadron Scout.
Yeah. And then Scorch coming up here. Again, arc is so close. Not sure he has it there. And Kylo, yeah, taking the 2 hard down, seeing the same aggressive approach from Alessandro. 2 bank, excuse me.
Yeah, he's also kind of handicapped with Wedge coming up. He doesn't want to commit too hard in either direction because if he guesses wrong, then Wedge could catch him out.
Yeah. And Wedge 63, Kylo 76. A lot more points on Kylo here. It's almost a win if you keep him out of the fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Foils open. Aggressive
Coming
4
in
straight right
fast.
off the bat. Foils
So-
open. We'll have the full attack die here.
Yeah. So he uses afterburners, so he gets to boost anyway. Goes ahead and comes on in now that Kylo has barrel rolled away, and it is safe to come into this zone now.
Yeah.
So
Okay, range 2. No obstruction here in long shot. 3. Focus. Just the 2 defensive dice here.
And that is a hit crit, so shield, and 1 on the hull.
And I think. Disable power regulator? Yeah.
So Kylo with no shot.
Checking arc here. 5, no shot. Down to 4. And we're back down to the 3s.
Checking range in arc.
Okay.
Looking for more precise tools.
Yep. X-Wing Twister at its finest. Yeah. And both players kind of working together just to make sure we get the arc right here. So both players agreeing that's out of arc. That's huge. That 3 bank in the Leia. Again, didn't do any reds anywhere else, but just to get on 3 bank, I think it's worth it so far. Slipping 3 arcs with the blue wing.
Yeah.
So 3 versus 1 here from long shot. No bonus here. Double crit.
2 shields on the blue B-wing.
Yep.
So now time for Alessandro to return fire
Yeah.
with his 2s.
And there's the ion from disabled power regulator.
Mm-hmm.
On long shot here. No obstructed. Oh. Yeah, so hit crit. Chris agreeing with the results. 1 crit coming through. Stun pilot still lives though. Yep. So range 3 from the U-wing into Chris's looks like the Omega Squadron Ace. Yeah. And it looks like here table's discussing whether to call a judge here on the missed shot from Omega Squadron Ace. Measured to the B-wing but didn't measure to the U-wing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Chris missing the opportunity to fire there. Yeah. Chris missing the opportunity here. 2 hits here, range 3 back. Yeah. Can't reach long shot, so 4 dice here. Yep. Takes 2 here on blue, and that's half points again. B-wing, range 1. Target lock focus, and focus for hit, crit. And that's a dead long shot. So pink obstructed range 3 here. Chris getting 2 against Alessandro's 3. Has the cloud convert as well. Now the thing here is, we have Luke coming down here. We have that kill box removing long shot, getting half on blue ace or the blue Omega Squadron ace. Kylo has all this room to play now.
Yeah. So it looks like Kylo's options are to maybe come in with a 3 bank here, right? Or he could come in with a 1 hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he has a lot of options to play around with. But because he moves before Wedge does, it might be better to come in with the 1 hard, and that way you're not boxed into having to take this boost and then just see what you get.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to think about what sort of a kill box are they going to set up like 2 turns from now.
Yeah.
Right?
So Leia actually has 1 charge left. Important to keep track of that, so in 2 more turns can use that, but doesn't have it active for this round. So dial set here pretty quickly for Alessandro here, probably holding Luke's dial on hand, just trying to see where he wants to go here. Facing the debris a little bit. 1 straight's good, but it's probably going to have to clip it the next turn, so I don't think that's what he's looking for.
Well, he does have the barrel roll, so he can always do that.
Yeah.
With the 1 straight barrel roll, but he doesn't end up with a focus unless he makes coordinate range, possibly with the U-wing.
Yeah. Now here, more interesting, where are these FOs going to go, right?
It looks like, so the blue one here is at I3. So the B-wings are going to move before he does.
Right.
So looking at wanting to do 1 hards in is probably what you would ideally want to be able to do, because then you can have overlapping fields of fire in that area.
Right.
But there's a large potential for the back 2 ties to get blocked.
Yeah, and here goes the 3 bank. Oh, sorry, 3 hard.
Yeah.
Just like you said, just a little bit more aggressive there.
Yeah, trying to make sure that he can get over the potential blocks probably.
Right, and the U-wing is stressed. There's not a lot of stoppage there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely is going to have to move forward. 1 hard with the B-wing. Oh, sorry, is that a 1 Talon, I see? 1 Talon attempt?
1 Talon attempt gets blocked.
Yep. Yep. Sure. Dropping the stress there, yeah. Blocking the Talon. I think that's pretty big here.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 bank to follow up. Alessandro's kind of taking the same advice you were just talking about, Joel. Keeping all those arcs at the same area, aggressively pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, this blue, the Omega Squadron Ace on half points might have that 1 hard blocked, right?
Yeah, so if he takes that 1 hard, he's probably not going to move. But if he's following suit with the I-1 and doing 3 hards,
yeah,
then we're looking at both of them ending up here.
Yeah, we heard on the table audio Chris asking about the U-wing style. Definitely a point of concern, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't once probably if he's going to go for that target. Oh, and Alessandro, I think with a savvy barrel roll there.
Yeah, I think he's expecting the 3 hard coming in, trying to get as much of a block as he can.
Right. Then there's a 1 bank. Getting the block by pink, I think, but not blocked by himself. Okay, blocked by pink. Yeah, and good call here, Joel. Anticipating the 3 hard, following suit with pink. Getting blocked by that B-wing.
Looks like he might retain bullseye on the U-wing there.
Right, for crack shot.
Yeah.
And there's the 1 hard on orange. Trying to
That
stay back a little bit with Scorch. It fits, yeah.
So now looks like Scorch has got the most arcs on him at the moment.
Yeah. I'd be uncomfortable trading range 1 shots here with this B-wing, right?
I mean, it depends. You've got 3 agility sitting there, so.
Yeah. And you can stress yourself to gain 1 on attack, right?
Yeah.
So 4 die there. Kylo coming in.
With that 3 bank staying to the outside, because the B-wings could have moved in a position that made this a more threatened area than it has. Because right now they're not in a position to threaten that area, but that was not a certain thing going into this round.
Yeah, now Chris is going to target lock Wedge. And Wedge just going right over the debris.
He doesn't care.
Well, I mean, he's getting very aggressive here. He's got Predator, right?
Absolutely.
He's going to take the stress here. Range 1, reduce 1 agility is so good.
No damage over the debris.
No damage there. Will take the stress, though. Yeah. So range 1 from Wedge here. Or Predator here. Yep.
Only gets to roll 2 dice in response because of Wedge's ability.
Oh, and
takes
gets
2, and that's a dead tie.
Yeah. Not ideal here for Chris. Early on losing 2 ties right away.
Yeah, with the amount of health that those B-wings and the U-wing represent, it's going to be a long slog to try to chew through them. And the fewer guns that he has makes it that much harder for Chris.
Right. So into Wedge here with Scorch, taking the stress. 4 dice. Focus for 3. Got to push that damage through, right?
Yep.
1 takes 2 shields.
Oh, uses crack shot.
Oh, and then there's the 1. There's half. Yeah, so 32 points there. Getting half of Wedge.
Yeah, if Kylo is going to come back and win this game from behind, then clearing Wedge to make room for Kylo moving last is really critical.
Yeah. Alessandro's B-wing shot back into Scorch does 2 here. That's half on Scorch. These points keep piling in for Alessandro. 81-32 after that engage. Again, but Chris's Kylo is still hanging out back there, right? Still hasn't had a chance to be in the fight. And now you've got stress, and you only have a second Leia charge, so you've got stress here, here, and here on these ships here. Likely can't turn around. The U-wing isn't that many. I think this is a turn for really aggressive Kylo play, right?
Yeah. The trick with any list that has Leia in it is that you can be safe one turn, and then the very next turn, then you're completely unsafe again, right? Because they can, as soon as he gets Leia back, which you'll have him next turn, right? He can be pointed in any direction that he wants.
Yeah. Alessandro probably pondering, wondering about those stress tokens, right? Now, is there any merit to a 2 hard right here with this U-wing? Just to check the Kylo coming down on the rest of the list?
Let's see. So the only ship that's going to move ahead of the U-wing on Chris's side is this guy here. So he could potentially do a 3 hard and might get in the way of that. But I think so. I think taking that 2 hard up with the U-wing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and again, you probably know you're not going to kill Kylo, but at least threaten the gun, right?
Yeah. And looking at the Blue Squadron Scout, it looks like he hasn't taken any damage yet. So he's still in a position that he's willing to trade shots.
Right, and again, it's so critical. Sometimes we see in this list the target is Leia first, right? Not a ship, Leia the upgrade. Yeah. So dials down here for Alessandro, holding Wedge again. Most important ship in this list, adjusting the U-wing. Now Chris has a stress scorch, can't quite turn around, but might be able to get out, right?
Yeah, so looks like the fastest blue that he's got is a 3 straight. But he does have the fantastic 2 hard blues on that FO dial. So given where these B-wings can be, you know, he wants to try to track the U-wing probably. So it's hard to say. The B-wings have to kind of go in this direction, right?
Yeah.
They can't turn around this turn. And he absolutely does not want to get shot by Wedge again.
Yep.
Right. So doing the 2 hard in here is kind of out because he might just be too far away, and a 1 straight out of Wedge might get him. But other than that, I think he's got all the options.
So clearing stress with the B-wing here. We just saw the pink Epsilon Cadet do a 2 sloop just to get the gun back in the fight, right? Get some pressure down.
So at this point, we've got the blue B-wing set up to do his 1 Talon roll in this direction next turn.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
So he is happy about the way things are going. And he's going to go ahead and set up a lock on Scorch.
Yeah, and you just mentioned that 1 Talon roll. That's a great position to be in, right?
So this B-wing kind of setting up for a similar situation. Those 1 Talon rolls, while they don't really clear much space, are really fantastic at just getting turned around and pointed in whatever direction you need.
Yeah, and it really is. These B-wings are so good at knife fighting, right?
Yeah.
That 1 Talon. So once they get in there, you can see Alessandro from the initial engage came in really aggressively, wanting to do exactly that, right? Knife fight, right? Get something off the board, and there's the 2
good
hard.
Call with the 2 hard.
Just to check, right?
Yeah.
Something as simple as just a focus down here, just to check Kylo.
Yeah. Oh, and he takes the 1 I didn't think. But yeah, looking at it now, yeah, that looks to be a safe maneuver.
Yeah, because Wedge has got to go move forward here to clear the stress, right?
Yeah. And it now that he puts it there, it looks like that 1 straight will bump.
Yeah.
And if he goes past him, then Scorch might get a shot off.
And you mentioned the 1 Talon on blue. 1 Talon or sorry, 2 hard or 1 Talon on, or 1 hard on the B-wing there, just to chase orange on orange here. I think that's good too. Different types of positions here, kind of hedging either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and aggressively moving with Kylo. Again, U-wing right in Kylo's face.
Not really what Kylo wants to see.
Yeah.
Because even though it's only a focused shot, it's still 3 dice, and anything can happen there.
And we've seen it just so many times today. The 4 blanks, the 3 blanks, right? Completely can decide a game, can swing a game.
So taking the double reposition to try to get out of arc here.
And And again, that's not ideal for Kylo, right? Kylo didn't want to double reposition there. Probably looking to modify or take some shots there. Now doesn't have any modifications for this bumped wedge.
All right, looking at range 2 into wedge, trying to finish what was started.
Yeah. hit, crit. Oh, a dead
Oh.
wedge.
Yeah. So that's
63-81 now. That's a full wedge off the table. That's so huge.
Yep. So that opens up the path to victory for Kylo to go full ace and not have to worry about what Wedge is going to do after he moves.
Yeah. Kylo, look at me. I'm the ace now.
Yeah. All right. Just confirming board state for everything. When everything's all mushed up like this and all the ships are kind of scraping past each other, tokens sometimes drift onto another ship they were never intended to be on.
Yeah, and sometimes you're just so focused on the maneuver, right? Like, you're going to, like, do I barrel roll? Do I focus?
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I should probably move all these target locks around, right? So no hits here from Pink onto that U-wing, or that B-wing, perhaps. Yeah. And so just clearing out tokens here. Again, reminder, we are sponsored this week by CurledPawCreatives.com. If you like the tokens you see, you can visit that website. Use the promo code WORLDS2019 for 15% off your order. This is round 6. Again, if you're just tuning in, round 6 Gold Squadron podcast coverage of the X-Wing World Championship, Day 1B. These players are 3-2. 3 loss means your run is over.
Yep. So this is a very important match for both of these players.
Yeah, and we just saw Wedge come fully off the board here. Kylo has free reign now. Has these B-Wings maybe in its sight? This U-Wing is kind of floating out here. And you know what? Third charge of Leia now on. Can pop it, and you just mentioned those one Talon rolls being so good and so excellent for knife fighting. Alessandro has the option to make those white now if he pops Leia at this turn.
Right. So what I would expect to see out of blue, given the position here, is like definitely this one Talon here to put arc out that way, right? And then you mentioned a one hard out of this guy that looks good with where Scorch is going to have to go.
Right.
Right. And then this U-wing is probably going to go ahead and stop and rotate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because he's just got all of these guys headed in this general direction and only really has this one guy to worry about. So closing up his wings and losing the one agility isn't really that big of a deal this turn, and it keeps his gun on target.
And a reminder that the blue B-Wing is the one that's hurt. Has 2 shields instead of the 4, not full health. Maybe that informs Chris's decision-making here. The awkward spot here, I see a Scorch, right?
Yeah.
He does have the 2 sloop option, though, but not sure if he's going to take it. Leia does get popped. Two bank down. Maybe looking at this B-Wing here.
Yeah, it's a hard turn. It's not really sure what we're looking for in terms of a kill box for Chris, right? Because like you're always trying to manufacture multiple guns on the same target to really pound through damage. But with that early move from the cadet, it looks like maybe the orange B-wing is what he's going after. So we might see a 2 bank out of Kylo, or maybe a 2 straight, and then a 1 hard perhaps out of Scorch to try to catch it range 1.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And again, good call here on the U-wing turnaround. Gets a target lock on Kylo instead. And is this the one? Yeah, it is. It's the one Talon. That's the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Takes a focus. I wonder if it's a Talon here or a turn. It's the Talon, yeah.
Okay.
You know what's interesting? If he did it too hard or something like that towards the board, it may slip that arc completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets the barrel again. Alessandro, savvy barrel roll, just making sure, right? If you did the 2 or 3, I still want to have you, or I want you blocked up.
So it looks like he's doing that one hard, going on the outside to save time, not have to mark any ships.
Yep.
And what looked to be a great maneuver before the barrel roll from the B-wing now looks not so great.
Yeah. It's tough here. Doesn't have anyone arc. Likely won't have. Oh, just takes the evade. Doesn't want to die here.
Yeah. But he's facing shots from 3 ships.
Yeah. And I wonder. I believe Chris used that crack shot before, right? On Scorch?
Yes. Scorch's crack shot was used on Wedge.
Yeah. Kylo, the 2 bank down here. Again, good call again. Probably was looking for that B-wing. All of a sudden, that B-wing's not there anymore. And he's range 1 here. Oh, he's still going to be range 1 no matter what. So a tough decision for Chris here. 4 dice with target lock into Kylo and 2 force. Just takes the evade. No link here. So this just the hit crit. 1 dice in return. Nothing. Down to 2 shields now. And Ewing, here comes that 4 dice, hyper modified.
Ooh.
Oh, doesn't need it. Why bother taking the target lock, right? And here's Kylo.
Oh, with 3 natural evades.
Yep, just taking the 1 shield. He's got to feel pretty good about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, not happy to lose damage, but pretty happy to only lose 1.
Yep. So range 1, 2 crits
into Scorch.
Yeah. No, I think it's the.
So
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the evade comes into play. So he
Oh
doesn't die.
no! It's a direct hit.
No.
And then the.
And the remaining B
into Kylo.
Yeah.
So it looks like 4 here.
Yeah.
Oh, and
okay. And
we're
so
going to get the first proc of Kylo condition we've seen all day long. Again, no real reason not to. He's going to recharge the Force here.
Yep. So he is currently looking through Alessandro's damage deck to choose a pilot crit to assign to the blue B-wing. And the next time that he suffers an uncanceled critical damage, instead that pilot card will be dealt to him. And that even happens through shields.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it looks like that was going to be that's a panicked pilot, if I'm reading that correctly. I'll go do a check right after this to make sure. 3v1 into orange here. Focus, hit crit, gets the evade, just 1. Still has a shield left after that. Looks like cleanup, and we'll go back to dials.
Yeah, so looking at this next round, looks like Kylo is going to have to try to escape this area where the B-wings and the U-wing kind of have everything locked in. But if Kylo escapes and the cadet doesn't, then the cadet just gets killed instead, right?
No.
So it's really a tough turn for Chris. Alessandro's set up this really nice box. So the blue B-wing probably does either a 1 straight or a 1 bank. He's pretty happy with his position here, wants to keep his arc wide. The orange B-wing probably comes in for a block. And we might see a second stop in a row from the U-Wing.
Yeah.
He's still got a lock on Kylo, still pretty happy with his position. He can go ahead and open his wings back up, get that extra agility, but just sit where he is for a stress.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good play, right? Again, the onus is on Chris. 63 points, 30 minutes left, 32-ish minutes left to go. And then Kylo's kind of got a almost soulless. He has the cadet, but I-1, and he's been being barrel rolled around with these B-wings. Not a real reliable gun here.
Yeah. In fact, given the way that Alessandro has been using his B-Wings barrel roll, it's almost as if Chris's Initiative 1 has been giving him tells on where the other ships are going to end up.
Yeah.
And that's something you'll see a lot in mixed initiative blocks, right? Where a lot of the times you want a low initiative guy to be the sort of tip of the spear, right? So that he can get out there ahead of the higher initiative guys and prevent them from being blocked. But it's kind of a double-edged sword because it also shows you exactly where the rest of the block is going to end up.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Joel. It's something I hadn't thought about, again, because you're not seeing all the same initiatives. You're going 1, 3, 3, 4 in the initial block here for Chris.
Yeah.
So that Leia charge does come back just at 1 now. And then 2 or 3 hard?
3 hard.
3 hard.
Looking to slip as many arcs as possible here. It's like he's just going to focus, see what he can get on that blue B-Wing this turn.
And the 1 bank getting chased by this orange B-Wing.
Yeah.
Is it full health? But again, 4 dice, and we'll see what Alessandro chooses to do here. Just focusing, staying still, and then looks like we have another bank maneuver here as well.
Oh, coming in fast.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe
Might
getting
get a
blocked.
block.
Which at this point, I don't think Alessandro is too upset about that.
Yeah, no.
He's still comfortably in the lead. Let's see here. Looks like a 2 hard or faster, 3 hard from
Yeah,
Kylo.
just ducking out.
Yeah, really wants to not be inside that kill box.
Yeah, and good call on the U-Wing stopping again, right? Just threatening that entire area again.
So he's got opportunity to do a few things here. He could go ahead and boost around that cloud. He could go ahead and set up a lock and then boost around the cloud, or he could set up a lock and sit in favor of a turnaround maneuver the following turn.
Right, and it looks like he's got the lock in hand.
Yeah.
And there we go, taking the preemptive target lock.
Yeah. And the one that is slightly more damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, looking at the B-Wings, they both have a hull upgrade on board, right?
Yeah.
So that takes their total health pool up to 9.
Yeah, and then that actually half threshold goes up one, right?
Right,
Was
exactly.
4 before, is 5 now. Cool. Looks like getting a 4 hits there. There's 2 with Chris for focus. 1 shield, 1 crit goes through.
Two out of the U-Wing into the cadet. And 1 more.
Yep. B-Wing, yeah.
Yeah, that Kylo shot and safe.
Right.
So that cadet sitting there on 1 hull now.
No shot again and get under 30 minutes now. Chris is really needs to start punching out damage here.
Yeah. This is part of what just makes this list so good on the Rebel side is that it has so much health that its defensive variance curve is like really flat, right? Like it always takes X amount of time to kill it,
Right.
But it can still kill other things that rely on green dice a lot faster, right? Potentially, if the luck goes that way. So it's almost like a defensive damage race as opposed to an offensive damage race.
Right. And the thing is with these types of rebel beef archetypes, once they get a lead, it's so hard to claw back, right?
Right, yeah.
Especially if he starts popping ships, limiting the amount of guns. You just mentioned it always takes X number of shots, X number of turns to kill rebel beef. That always goes down if the rebel beef is constantly getting kills, right?
Yeah.
And so again, 3 of these FOs are down. Those are 3 potential shots coming in every turn, right?
Yep. And just snowballs.
Yeah, just snowballs from there. And again, credit to Alessandro, the 3 bank early on with his B-wing, dodging 3 arcs like that.
Right. Yeah. When that I think it was the blue one when it was right here, right? That really didn't look good for him because he had all of these ships barreling down on him, and his other ships were pretty far away over in this area. But his savvy 3 bank really turned that situation around.
Yeah, again, popping Leia. A lot of people wait to pop Leia and try to see, okay, I want every red maneuver, right?
Yeah.
I want everyone to do a red maneuver. Alessandro says, hey, I just need one, right? If my B-wing slips that and then I kill something, I'm in the lead. I can push the tempo, right? And then I can carry that lead into the end game. And that's kind of what you see happening right now. Again, 26 minutes, Chris's time, but he has to start doing damage. Or Kylo has to get back around into the fight. Chris has got that 1 hard template in hand. It's going to mark. Yeah. Checking if that 1 hard bumps. Not sure if Chris wants it to bump. Or if Chris is probably just, okay, yeah, he's probably just going to sit there.
Yeah.
Bang, again, just zoning out Kylo, right?
Yep.
Not anticipating any damage coming through necessarily, but... Oh, and it's got the coordinate, B-wing. He's got the coordinate, he uses the focus, links it in the barrel. We'll take the stress. Have to imagine you've got a blue dialed in there, right?
Yeah.
And
so
then
just disengaging with that cadet and setting up a fresh kill box for Kylo in another turn.
Yeah, I really like that out of Alessandro, right? Understands the win condition, understands Chris has to come back around. And we'll see if, yeah, just a 1 straight here. Probably pursuing pink, right?
Yeah, so he's
was the
expecting.
attempt?
Yeah, he's expecting pink to jump over. So that was a really nice self bump by Chris to get pink into a position where he's not just killed this turn.
Yeah.
Right.
And then preemptive target lock. Just expecting that for the next turn as well. Danger zone for Kylo, right? 2 away from half. And if he gets half on Kylo, that may be too many points to scratch back in time.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're already looking at 24 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So that's enough time for maybe 5 more rounds.
Maybe. Oh,
Yeah.
if you've got to play real quick on this 5 more rounds, right?
Right. So with you got to think 5 shots out of Kylo, right? That can do a maximum of 15 damage. So you could potentially get it down to only 1 ship.
Yeah.
But you have to be very aggressive, and you have to get that damage through.
Yeah, and the thing is, Alessandro's not letting Chris, right? So we keep saying Chris has to do this, Chris has to do this. His opponent knows too, and he's putting these arcs out there and saying, okay, you can do that. I'm going to punish you.
Yeah. So here we see Kylo doing a double reposition to push his arc around so that he gets a shot. He understands that he is behind the 8 ball right now with the clock, and he has to shoot every round.
And it looks like a range 3 shot. Kylo into the B-wing. Verse 2. Spends the force. Yeah, he's got to put out some damage. 1. Takes 1. God, it's so hard to kill these B-wings.
Yep. So U-wing into Kylo. Spins the lock from before for 2.
Takes the shield. Last shield there, 1 away from half.
Yeah. B-wing range 3.
Oh my goodness. Hit, crit. Three
And
natties. He doesn't need it.
There he goes.
Never had a doubt, right? Chris knew he was fine. Pink, no shots. Orange, no shots. And I think that's it. We're back to dials.
Yep. So looks like Leia is available again this turn.
Good point. Came back, and then this is the end of the next round, right?
Yeah.
He's got 3 charges on there. Yeah, getting to the 20-minute mark. If they keep playing this fast, they might get the 5 full rounds, right? But again,
Yeah.
Kylo doing one at a time to a B-wing, it's just, it's so
And
frustrating,
especially
right?
if he gives up one in return.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
if he gives up one here, let's see, Kylo 76. Is that 38? Yeah,
Yeah,
38 back.
so he gets to that point. You got to assume that the cadet's not gonna make it. Right?
Yeah.
Assuming that Orange just doesn't peel off and try to keep zoning Kylo,
Yeah.
right? Then you end up with half of Kylo left. Then you have to kill 2 ships and then half the third. So he just keeps moving the goalpost.
Yeah, that's a good term for it, moving the goalpost.
Yeah.
Rebel Beef keeps trading back on you. You can't trade back on Rebel Beef,
Yeah.
right? Even if that shot had half the B-wing, 22, right? Kylo's one away from giving up 36.
Right.
And the cadets got 13 left to give, too. And then both players just asking about damage here, doing the damage checks, probably doing the mental math, right?
Yeah.
Chris is trying to find ways back into this game just from a points perspective. An entire B-wing isn't going to do that. We'll need at least an entire B-wing and then, maybe half of the U-wing, right?
Yeah, if he manages to preserve the cadet, I'm not even sure that that's enough. Like he needs to get 2 more ships worth of points.
Yeah.
But what we've got though with Leia being available is that the U-wing can just rotate and put his arc right here, right? And then you could even keep the blue B-wing where he is with a 1 straight, and then 1 hard the orange if you want to, right? Just to have all guns just all over this zone. And it makes it really hard for Kylo to do what he needs to do in order to claw back into the game.
And there it is, right? So white there on, yep, already pre-stressed and no action, and then just going 3 shape, probably going for this block, right?
No. Yeah, looking at the fact that Kylo is stressed and that he wants to continue shooting, so coming in on that 2 bank is what it looks like Alessandro's trying to block.
And we'll see if you just go 3 for 3 for predictions here. One hard, yep, absolutely.
So that's white because of Leia. Looks like maybe he'll
Focus,
barrel roll down.
yeah.
Because he's expecting Kylo to still be right here.
Yeah.
And so he needs to change his arc in order to catch him.
And we'll see where Kylo goes now, right? Yeah, and he gets it. 4 for 4, Joel gets the 2 bank, right?
Yeah, yep, gets it right there.
Yeah.
So we're seeing tremendous barrel roll play on the B-wings from Alessandro.
Yeah, absolutely.
His maneuvering of these B-wings has just been amazing all game.
Yeah. Every time we start to think, oh, well, maybe we'll get a block there, and like, there's a good block for Chris, there's the barrel roll out, right?
Right.
Every time we think maybe the engage is coming in too fast, Pops Leia goes right past it, right? So really exceptional play, I agree. Blocked here is going to take a range 1-ish shot. But Kylo gets to shoot first. Going to shoot on this B-wing.
Yeah.
keep beating on the damaged B-wing, right?
Just looking for points. Looking for points.
Oh, that's a pretty good start.
Yep, that's the way you do it.
None there, and we'll get half. Oh, he has Kylo. Oh, no, Kylo tokens. No, Kylo was on the blue, not on the orange. And direct hit, right? So hit, double damage on the crit. Add 2 left.
So B-wing shot back for a hit crit.
Might not matter here if you get the half on the Kylo, right?
Yeah.
Or just on that crit there.
And it is enough.
Oh, yeah.
So the goalpost has been moved.
So weapons failure?
Yeah. So range 1 out of the U-wing, trying to finish this up for 1. And force and save.
Yep.
So at this point, he's got another 16 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He is at a point where he needs to kill both B-wings and half the U-wing, probably, because he's already made inroads on both of those. And really, once he kills the orange B-wing, it looks like he's just going to take attacks of opportunity on the B-wing and the U-wing that are left. But the entire time, he has to continue to consider where those arcs are going to be and to try to take as few shots as possible. Because if Kylo dies, then that really is the end, right?
Yeah.
Because the cadet on one hull would have to really pull something off in order to be able to do anything to the rebel ships, but just because they out initiative it, right?
And the bummer here is the pink, right? Really wants to get around, needs to start getting around, but has a debris run in his face.
Yeah. And he could go ahead and take the too hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
just go right over it. Yeah.
Just dare that debris to kill it, right?
1 in 8 sounds like 0% to me.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone said Alessandro just making sure sees the board correctly, sees the end game here. Again, Chris back up to 85, but Alessandro now up to 149. Just seems never ending, right?
Yeah, I mean, once and a lot of matchups are like this, not just this one, but once one side gets an early lead, especially if it's more than like 2 or 3 ships on a side, right? Like 2 or 3 ships on a side, you see a lot of flip-flops all the time, right? Because every shot matters a lot on those. But when you have larger ship counts, more health overall, it's a longer game. It's a kind of game where you are looking for that early lead, and then that early lead just snowballs into more of a lead and more of a lead after that. And so that's what we're seeing here.
Yep. We're seeing the 2K come out of the orange here. Again, just putting arc pressure, right?
Yep.
Nothing too fancy about it.
Coming out for the block.
And there's the barrel roll again. Focus barrel, I'd imagine.
No focus.
Okay.
Just looking to probably maintain his maneuverability options for the following turn. Doesn't really expect Kylo to be in a position where he can shoot the orange.
Tough here for Chris, because Chris is not doing the wrong thing, right? Removing the weapons failure there.
Well, this is the the weapons failure was a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. But this is also the time in a game where if you take the safe road, you lose.
Yeah.
Right. Like every time, if you take the safe road, you lose because you're already in this position. So it's a time to take risks, take calculated risks. You know, take the 1 in 10 chance that it goes your way, but if it does, you win. Like Chris should be looking for those kinds of gambles to be taking at this point.
So just the one on the range 3 shot, no mods. Good here. I think that's a good point, Joel. A lot of newer players, especially playing at the local game store, they'll be running away, and I'll tell them, hey, look, I'm winning.
Right.
You know, if we're at a tournament, if we're even just at a casual tournament, right? I was like, yeah, well, you're gonna kill my ship, right? If I turn back around, it's like, yes, most likely, correct, but I'm gonna win regardless, right? So again. We saw this game earlier with Nathan, right? Where it was 10% wins, 20% wins, things like that. Going from a 10% win to a 20% win is a net win for you, right?
Yeah.
Now the 20% feels awful.
Yeah.
Right? And you know in your head it's likely not going to happen, but you do everything you can, right? In a card game, very much discarding drawing, right? Just upping those percentages to draw, even though if you're losing, right? Good players are always looking for that. So Chris here, 1 heart. Yeah, it's got to get pink back around.
Yeah.
Start doing some damage. Again, I won, so might not be on the board for it, but again, has to take the chance, right?
Yep. So it looks like the orange B-wing coming around, making room. Stop and rotate out of the U-wing. And that stop is so powerful. We saw it last round with struts on the Trade Federation droids.
Yeah.
Where the ability to just sit still and turn and follow your target around you is so strong in a game where everything is about your path of motion.
Yeah. And I think that's why, from a design perspective, you don't see it very often, right? You only see the ability to stop on a dial on specific ships for specific reasons. If every ship had that capability, man, it would be crazy. You joust on a line, stop, let's go again, round 2, right?
Yeah.
And again, Chris turning away, doesn't want to take those shots, but again, 10 minutes left, no shots for Kylo, right?
Yep. Yep.
Starting with the U-wing here, no mods. Oh, he doesn't need them. Every time we say no mods. Oh, and that's a dead cadet.
Yep. And then that's the disadvantage that he faced being out initiative by the other ships.
Focus from the B-wing.
So range 3 into Kylo with 3 hits. And
Oh,
Kylo's safe.
hey, we're good. Under 10 minutes left. Goalpost moving again, right?
Yep, yep.
And now this time just with one gun. In the last couple rounds here, needs to off a ship one at a time, right?
Yeah.
And just looking at targets, orange is the best target. Again, orange is not going to be there. Orange is gone,
Yeah.
right? That's going to be hard for Chris to get back around. Won't be able to one-shot the blue. Won't be able to get to half, likely on the blue squadron scout on the U-wing. So,
Right.
again, looking a little grim here for Chris.
And it looks like Leia is available this turn.
All right?
So if Alessandro wants to keep the U-wing stressed and stop it again and rotate again, he has that opportunity.
All right. Leia's so powerful. The more times you use Leia, just I think, and that's why a lot of players make the target focus on Leia, right? Especially in a list like 4 U-wings. If the Leia's off the board, can't keep providing value. Leia's really strong. The counter argument, it takes 3 turns, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you keep letting it take 3 turns, right, eventually you're going to use it 2-3 times. And again, up here, and you kind of have everything, right? 'Cause it's closed, so you can't do the stop again, right?
No, he can.
Oh, he can, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just impacting the agility flip, but looks like no Leia popped.
Yeah. So with no Leia popped, he can't actually stop again.
Right.
So he opens and heads away here. So not getting greedy, just go ahead and give Kylo a little bit of room. He can absorb a round or two of fire, but he's going to have the opportunity to turn right back around the next turn if he wants to. And then he won't be stressed, and he'll be able to get his action.
Again, bringing in the blue here, right? The B-wing that's damaged goes away.
Yep.
The B-wing that's not so damaged comes right back into pressure, right?
Yeah.
It's been, I don't know of a turn where Kylo hasn't been pressured by at least a range 3 stray shot, right?
Yeah. So once again, Alessandro using that linked focus barrel roll for the B-wing chassis to great effect, making sure that he's sitting inside of Kylo's turning radius, so that he just doesn't have an option to get arc on that blue B-wing. The question here will be, is there a combination of boost and barrel roll that Chris can use to get out of arc and still get a shot on something that he needs to shoot?
And there's the barrel roll. And maybe looking for the boost here.
And boosting. And like we were talking about earlier, you know, there's a certain amount of time and a certain amount of damage that had to be done in that time. And that kind of meant that Chris needed to be firing every round, right?
Yeah.
And so what Alessandro's managed to do by keeping pressure up on Chris is simply disallowing him from taking those shots that he needed to take.
Yeah, this dink and dunk play is really good, right? Alessandro definitely knows how to play with a lead. Just from the first turn of the U-wing, right? Turns the U-wing to check the flanking Kylo, and ever since then, just harassing Kylo around the board, right?
Yeah.
Again, if it's not one ship, it's not 3 ships, it's another ship, right? Taking this ship out, bringing this other ship in, just making sure you have a shot. Or at least the threat of a shot, so you double reposition.
Yeah.
Double repositioning, no mods from like a token standpoint for any attack or defense, just the force here. But those, Kylo only has 2 of those. And again, just getting out of town again, not doing damage. 5 minutes left. It's going to be really hard to see Chris pulling this out.
Yeah. So we see Leia being used this turn. So we're likely to see a stop rotate out of the U-wing.
Yeah, barrel rolling out just to be safe. Doesn't want to leech any more points. Yeah, turning the 90 degrees. Imagine the 1 heart here with a barrel roll.
Well, he started out stressed, so there's not going to be any action.
Yeah,
but he
just going with the Talon then.
Yeah, making sure that he has a trajectory that the following turn he'll be able to get in there and threaten Kylo.
Now may have found a pocket here out of arc with...
Yeah, because we've got the B-wing arc line there. We've got the U-wing arc line there. Looks like he might be in the safe zone. So he's looking at maybe taking a lock on that U-wing and just going ahead and taking the shot.
Yeah, well, that's the only shot available, right?
Yeah.
And it's not often Chris has found himself in a safe spot, so yeah, taking it.
So spinning that lock.
Using the force.
1 shield off the U-wing with 4 minutes left on the clock.
You know, that's so demoralizing, right? When you're in this situation, you're trying to scrap for points. And you take a shot at a U-wing, kind of a beefy ship you expect to have low agility, even with 1 agility, and you do 1 shield. It's almost like a taunt, right? Like, oh, man, just don't give it to me at all, right?
Yeah. So with this next turn, Alessandro has the opportunity to stop again with the U-wing, right? And that's so that stop and rotate is really strong, and it's so much stronger with the combination of Leia.
Yeah.
Because you can do it multiple rounds in a row.
So 1 charge back on Leia. We'll see if we get to a point where we can use Leia again. Same thing here for, I would imagine, from the orange B-wing. Let's get out of town. We don't want to fight anymore.
And you might see Kylo carving in here as fast as possible, like with the 3-bank,
Yeah.
to try to come on around here and go ahead and take out that orange.
Yeah, I agree with you. We've seen Alessandro use barrel rolls exceptionally, right? So I'd imagine one straight, maybe barrel rolling, or maybe just sitting there to block that. He's proven he can do that time and time again.
Yeah, if he anticipates that 3-bank coming in, he can do a 2 straight, I think, and clear. Oh, he can do as fast as a 3, so he could end up in this area pretty easily to block that 3-bank.
Yep. Dials are down. Yeah, ready to go.
So doing a stop, but not rotating. Just doing a 1 straight.
Wonder if he takes the barrel roll left here just to spread these arcs out. Nope, just staying
Focus. He's fine with it.
And then
going ahead into the corner, just wants to keep him away. Goes ahead and barrel rolls away to extend the range as far as possible. Doing the 3 hard. And that gets blocked. So Kylo's not in danger this turn, but again, not making progress.
yeah, and we talked about he's been so good at blocking, right? Gets another one there. Another stream table. Apparently missing a damage engine. Knuckles running over, big acrylic himself running over to correct their mistake. You know, it's got to be ironic. I'm going to tag team here on this plug.
Okay.
It's got to be ironic that Andrew Knuckles himself runs over to correct the damage engine, because if only there was a product that you could get at curledpawcreators.com. You know what? We even give you 15% off Worlds 2019 coupon code. Never have to forget about crits again. Nice and big crit token. Put it on the board. Again, 15% off your order, no limit.
Now that's absolutely a pro level tip.
Yeah.
Use those crit tokens.
It looks like both players are set here. Oh, no set on the B-Wing. I don't think that B-Wing's going very far, Joel.
No.
Yeah.
Now we're coming down to 15 seconds left in the round.
Yeah. And this is going to be the last round for sure.
So coming in with a 2 hard. Focus.
Might bleed the points.
Yep. So that is the official time call. So this is the last round. Looking at the current state of the board, it looks like the only points that Kylo can get this turn is going to be off of the orange B-Wing. We have a coordinate into the blue B-Wing.
Oh, and he's going for the block again.
Trying to protect his buddy.
Yeah, and Chris knows it, doesn't even want to reveal the dial. Yeah, Chris doesn't want to do it, and he calls the game there. 162.84. Chris's day is ended. He's got 3 losses now, so he will not be advancing into Saturday. Alessandro goes up to 4-2. We'll need to win round 7 to get in there, but either way, great game here, and I think a really masterful showing of uses of Leia, barrel roll, and Rebel Beef. Like we often think of Rebel Beef as something that just goes one straight, that just relies on its HP. Alessandro showed some nifty moves there.
Right, and also with the opening that he uses, where he has everything all spread out at his side of the board, really gives him the room to make use of all of those barrel rolls all over the place, right? So whereas if you start in a block, you don't really have that freedom.
Exactly. So we're going to pass it back to Dion here. Like, subscribe on Facebook, subscribe on Twitch, follow us on Patreon, join the Patreon, join our Discord if you like this content. We're going back to Dion. We'll be back with round 7. Thank you guys for watching our World Championship coverage.